Well, we're back again with yet another No Fluff analysis, and this time we're going to be talking about the second part of the Persona Caged Desire Summon Showcase, running from the 6th of February to the 12th of February UTC. Let's cut the fluff and get straight to it with the first and only adventurer introduced, the 5-star Flame Lance, Panther, the Dancing Panther. Panther's first ability is, unsurprisingly, Dancing Panther, which grants Panther a Persona gauge, summoning Carmen, as well as 6% defense and a unique Force Strike. Panther's first skill is Wildfire, granting 10% strength and 10% flame damage for 15 seconds, dealing 855% damage and granting her 300 Persona gauge. When Carmen is active, this deals 1496.2% damage, or 2019.87% damage against Scorch Rent targets. Panther's second skill is Feel the Heat, dealing 1683% damage across 6 hits, inflicting Scorch Rend with a chance of 110% and granting 300 Persona gauge. When Carmen is active, this deals 997.5% damage and inflicts a 20% strength debuff for 30 seconds. The skill also dispels. If it dispels a buff, it also inflicts a 5% flame resist debuff for 30 seconds. This skill is shareable for 4 skill share points, and when shared does the simple damage and Scorch Rend variation. Panther's co-ability is Scorch Rend Boost, increasing the infliction chance and duration of Scorch Rend by 20%. Panther's chain co-ability is Flame Dancer, granting flame units 20% shapeshift time. Panther also has Sleep Resist, and her final ability is Scorch Rend equals flame damage, adding plus 10% to the damage modifier against wind enemies upon inflicting Scorch Rend, capping up to 3 times. When capped, this simplifies to roughly plus 20% damage. At a glance, Panther's mods seem embarrassingly low. Don't let that fool you though. Cygames still withholds normal attack mods, and data mines have revealed that her normal attack mods are absolutely nuts. The first 4 hits of her combo hit in the range of 250 to 310%, with the final hit of her combo dealing over 1000% damage. Speed-wise, I'd say her normal attacks are roughly on par with Lance's, but that's my gut instinct from watching the animation, so take it with a grain of salt. Panther's Force Strike echoes that of a rapid-fire Manicaster, dealing the same damage per hit and with the same SP gain. However, she takes a couple of seconds to reach her maximum fire rate, but also deals 1.3 times damage to the overdrive bar, as opposed to the standard 0.3 times multiplier applied to rapid-fire Manacasters. Damage mods aside, Panther's skills offer a moderate amount of self-buffing and utility. With her 2 different flame damage buffs, Panther should be able to scale up to do ridiculous amounts of normal attack damage, and aid with Overdrive Shred in Legend Volk. Panther echoes Gala Leonidas with her intermittent dispel and Scorch Rend application, but also brings some defensive utility with her strength debuffs. She'll play slightly differently due to being more normal attack focused, but her Force Strike is almost identical to Gala Leonidas, barring the fire rate and obviously the different abilities the adventurers have. One downside I do see is that it can be quite fiddly to maximize Panther's utility, due to her self buff being locked away when Carmen is active, and conversely her strength debuffs and dispel requiring Carmen. All in all, Panther, much like the rest of the new Persona cast, should bring a new flavour of gameplay, merging Dragon Drive and rapid fire Manicaster mechanics, as well as her unique damage weighting on her normal attacks. I think she'll bring decent damage to Legend Volk, and her occasional dispel should help tamp down Volk's strength gains. Since she's so normal attack heavy, she should be simple for players to perform acceptably with, though the stance dancing required to maximise her utility might be a bit of a struggle for new players to pick up. Alongside the collab, we also have the 5-star Welfare Light Axe, Sophie, Humanity's Companion. Her first ability is, unsurprisingly, Humanity's Companion, granting her a Persona gauge, summoning Pythos, and inflicting a 5% defense debuff on nearby enemies for 15 seconds when summoning her Persona. The ability itself grants 5% strength and a unique Force Strike. Sophie's first skill is Drive Spinner, dealing 1294% damage to nearby enemies and granting 180 Persona gauge. When Pythos is active, this deals 2070% damage to a target and nearby enemies. Sophie's second skill is Upgrade, granting 420 Persona gauge and granting the upgrade buff to Sophie for 30 seconds, which gives her 20% strength and increases her standard attack range. When Pithos is active, this instead heals all teammates with 40% healing potency. Sophie's co-ability is Light Boost, granting 15% light damage. Her chain co-ability is Divine Grace, granting light units 20% healing potency. Sophie also has Curse Resist, and her final ability grants her 10% crit rate at 70% hit points and above. So Sophie brings yet another character the unique mechanics of the Persona cast, summoning her persona and wielding a unique weapon. In this case, yo-yos. Furthermore, Sophie expands on the unique attack mechanics by echoing Garlalaxi's attack mechanics. Sophie has an alternate attack string accessible by delaying taps, indicated by the blue flashes you see around her as she attacks. Mechanically, it's not too different from her standard attacks. These enhanced attacks simply do more damage with no change to SP gains. In general, Sophie offers a somewhat straightforward kit. Use Sophie's base skill 2 to buff herself using her skill 1 and persona whenever it's available. Sophie's team-wide heal when her persona is active is a somewhat small one. At 40% potency, it's roughly 45% of a staff's typical team-wide burst heal, so I don't think it's quite enough to fully handle the healing needs of a team. Sophie's main draw is her co-ability. New players and those that missed out on Peony back when we had the second Fire Emblem collab are lacking Peony's 20% light damage co-ability that dominates Light's optimal backline setups. While Sophie's 15% isn't quite as powerful, it's still a huge boon to those that lack Peony. And Sophie's free to max out so long as you invest some time into the event, and for your efforts you'll get a viable substitute to one of the most powerful co-abilities in the game, as well as a budget alternative to Tiki in some auto-Tartarus compositions. What's not to love? It's normally at this point in the video where I'd summarize the banner, but that basically just means summarizing Panther at this point. She's got an interesting kit with a lot of potential for exploration to try and optimize her performance, but even mashing normal attacks will do a surprising amount of damage, so she's great for new players as well. I think she has the potential to be used in Legend Folk, so new players snagging her should be well equipped to deal with Flame's current endgame. As for myself, well, you know the drill. Limited means I'm in, and I'll be pulling for her today on stream, and as always, streams start Wednesdays and Saturdays 9:30 PM GMT. The link's in the description down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching until the end. Take it easy, stay safe, and I wish you luck in your upcoming pulls.